Good evening, everybody. I'm not gonna lie, I had a really hard time writing this speech. I never thought the day would come where I'd be actually writing a senior speech. I also didn't know where to start for the most part while I was writing this late last night. And last year, during the banquet, I specifically remember looking upon the graduating class, Cage, Mir, Will, and Chance, and thinking, that's way too far in advance. That's never gonna be there. And I just shrugged it off like it was nothing. And then here I am standing before you, giving my own senior speech in front of my peers, friends, family, coaches, and most of all, people who I went to war with over the past few months, my team. I came into the sport rather late as a junior, and I can tell you from firsthand experience that it hasn't always been an easy journey. I've lost quite a few matches. A lot of them were both winnable and where things I really should have done better. A few examples, last year's state, LIT, Raleigh Lane. But despite this, after the feeling of losing wore off, I just found myself itching to be back on the mat at any chance I could get. I could not just simply walk away from a challenge without knowing if I completed it or not, nor if I gave it my all. And to repeat what I said, I loved it all. The early mornings, the hard lives, the late nights watching matches back over again, but above all, that feeling of stepping onto the mat and feeling truly free. The crowd's roar disappearing into the midst of the stadium, and that I'm in control of everything, and no one else is. But for me to have been able to experience it with you all, my coaches, the wrestling team, my family, just made it that much better. As I wrap up, I just want to say to the coaches, I know it hasn't always been sunshine and rainbows. I know I've lost my temper quite a few times and screwed something up, and I know I've probably pissed you guys off more than I can count. But in the end, I'm beyond grateful to have wrestled for Bishop Gorman under the coaches Coach Perry, Coach E, and Coach D. There are more lessons that I've learned in this sport that I could have learned in a lifetime. I wouldn't be the person I am today, let alone the one giving you this speech in front of you guys if it weren't here for you. I'm forever grateful.